From the dark and silent world of Hollow Mist, we're bringing to life one of the most iconic bosses in Hollow Knight, the Pure Vessel. This build's gonna be clean, detailed, and honestly, kinda intense. So grab your foam, your glue, and let's start crafting this beautiful nightmare. So let's start right away with the build part. First, I lay down all the printed patterns on the table to check if everything's complete. I use tape to connect all the pattern parts together. Make sure every line matches before cutting. After that, I trim off the extra paper edges using a cutter. Then I move on to cutting the main shapes neatly. Now I trace the pattern onto EVA Foam using a silver pen. For this build, I'm using 5mm foam, pretty standard thickness for props like this. Once everything's traced, I cut all the foam pieces carefully using a sharp cutter. Here's what all the foam pieces look like after cutting. Next, I start gluing the parts using super glue. This is gonna form the main body of the prop. On the edges, I draw some guidelines. These lines will help when beveling later. I bevel the edges using a cutter, just a small angle cut to shape the form. Once beveled, I glue everything again with super glue. You have to be patient when gluing the horns if you want neat results. Alright, this part's a bit tricky, so I'm gluing it slowly. Make sure it sticks neatly, don't rush it cause it's easy to mess up. And yeah, here's how the glue turned out. Oh, and don't mind my cat over there. She's in hibernate mode after helping me with all the brilliant ideas for this prop. Her name's Kevin. Yeah, she's a girl, I don't know why. I just thought of that name. Then glue the two horns together using super glue. Then I smooth out all the joints using a mini drill. After that, I sanded the whole surface to make it more even. For uneven spots, I use a bit of clay to patch the gaps. Once it's smooth, I move on to the armor parts. Same step here, glue everything using super glue. I'm masking part of the armor so I can trace and duplicate that section later. Then, I trace the masked part onto EVA Foam again, using a silver pen. Cut it again with a cutter. Glue that part back on with super glue. For areas that will use Velcro later, I scratch the surface a bit using the back of the cutter. Then glue the Velcro area using hot glue. Now let's move to the sword part. I start by tracing the sword pattern using a silver pen. Then cut everything cleanly using a cutter. Insert the iron thread for the foundation. Attach the handle to the blade using super glue. Now we're heading into the painting stage. First thing before painting, I seal the foam by heating it up using a heat gun. Then I apply rubber paint all over the prop. This gives it a flexible and durable base layer before color painting. After the rubber paint dries, I show you how the texture looks, smooth and clean. For the helmet, I go with a white base coat first. For the sword, I paint it silver to make it look metallic. Then I airbrush black around the edges to create shadows and depth. For the armor, same process. Silver base, then black airbrush for shadows. The contrast between the silver and black gives it a real metal look. Once all the paint's dry, I use the cutter again to slice small slots for the buckles. Then I finish everything with a clear coat for shine and protection. And that's it. The pure vessel is done. All the clean lines, the shine, and that hollow knight vibe just look so good in real life. I'm super happy with how this one turned out. Simple, elegant, but still menacing. If you enjoyed the build, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your cosplay buddies. Thanks for watching. I'm Federline, and this is Federline House. See you in the next build.